I must have 100 sweaters. Well, not really, but they do take up a lot of space. A few months ago I got motivated to clean out my closet and donate used clothing I wasn't going to wear again. A few sweaters made their way into the pile, but most were returned to my closet neatly folded. I've been wearing sweaters all my life, through the awkward stages. Some years were marked by bad haircuts and unfortunate fashions, and progressed towards times that weren't so awkward and everything fell together. I kept a few sweaters, knowing that I would never wear them again. I couldn't bear to part with their stories and memories. I'm reminded of these each time I clean out my closet and set them on the shelf for another time. My first wool sweater was initially my brother's. He got it back in high school, wore it once, and threw it into the laundry hamper. My mom washed it, then dried it. The sweater shrunk from an extra large to an extra small. That poor lady, she coined the nickname the Shrink Master for years, and I acquired a beautiful boiled wool sweater. I skipped school one time with my friends in high school. We traveled an hour in my friend's brown and black minivan to go to the J. Crew factory outlet sale. I was all about sweaters. I think I got 3. I was only supposed to be gone for half the day. We were really late. I remember how nervous I was about not getting home on time, but my mom still wrote me an excuse that next day. My oldest sweater was once my mom's. It was knitted for her by my dad's mom. I stole it out of her closet when I was in college. I never met my grandmother. She died the year I was born. I remember my parents telling me how happy she was when she learned that my middle name was in her honor. I still wear it occasionally. Wearing a sweater she created stitch by stitch was like having a part of her with me. I eventually taught myself how to knit. My first serious project was a blanket bag for a baby. My husband and I weren't even planning a family. I just liked the pattern. I worked on it for years, but wasn't motivated to finish it until we discovered that I was expecting our first child. I finished it in time, but it was way too big for our daughter. She never wore it. I started knitting a fisherman's sweater for myself while waiting for our first daughter to arrive. She was really late, and I was too big to do anything other than knit. It was a very productive time for me. I brought it to the hospital to help me meditate through my 24-hour labor. I put it down after a few hours. I finished it 2 years later while anticipating the arrival of our second daughter. I knitted little sweaters for both our girls. Our eldest wore hers all the time. Our little one never did. She suffered from colic as an infant, and I couldn't bear to hear her cry while stuffing her into a little sweater just to make me happy. She did enough crying. My sweaters are like a photo album. They're filled with memories. Many would have been long forgotten without them, but they do take up a lot more closet space.